Hola, bienvenidos a un episodio más del podcast Tibiano, en el episodio número 13. Ya no les muestro los dedos porque ya los perdí. And I'm going to switch talking to English because our guest today is Emily. She's Emxpars in Twitch. Welcome, Emily. How are you?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm doing so great. How are you guys?
We're good.
A little bit
We're good. Emily, Emily, this is gonna be probably a weird like podcast episode. We were talking before I start recording this, but you're gonna be our second guest in English as English speaker. Starting from that. Normally we do episodes in Spanish, but this time it's gonna be in English, and I'm super excited because actually you live like in the same time zone than me in the same area.
Yeah.
So I'm like losing my mind.
Yeah, I'm super excited and hopefully we can get some more of like the English community out here and get them introduced
Yeah,
to the podcast a little bit more.
yeah. So Emily, talking about Tibia, right? You start playing 10 months ago.
10 months
How that
ago.
happened? I mean, that happened during the pandemic. So tell me everything. How did it start? How did you meet Tibia? I mean, how that happened?
Yeah, so I never saw this coming. Like, if you would have told me this time last year that I'd be like fully addicted to this computer game that's 2D, I would have said, like, no way, that's not me. I would never play a game like that. But when the pandemic first started, I was a senior in college, so all of my classes got canceled and moved to online, and I got laid off at work, so I was no longer going to class or going to work. And I stayed in Arizona for the summer to be with my boyfriend who's from Brazil. I'll talk a little bit more about him too. But like I kind of lost everything. I had nothing to do anymore, and like I was a super busy person before the pandemic. I was involved in like all sorts of things at my college, from like student government to clubs, working full time and going to class, so I never had time for video games. But my boyfriend Leo, I played a lot with him in the beginning as well. He would always play this game called Tibia, and I was like, I've seen him play it before, so, like, I kinda knew a little bit about it, but I was like, "No, that's stupid. I could never play this game. The graphics suck." That was my biggest thing, is how much I hated the graphics. But once everything, like, kinda shut down and I didn't have anything to do throughout the days anymore, I would, like, hop on his computer and play a little bit of Skyrim, and then I beat the game in about a week, so I was like, "Well, what do I do now?" And, team hunting in Tibia is, like, a huge thing, and Leo didn't really have a team, so he's like, "Hey, like, why don't you try this game? Like, I'll play with you from 0, I'll restart a character, and, like, I can help you play." And I was like, I don't really know." But I gave it a try, and I set it up on my little MacBook Air. I didn't have a PC, I didn't have
Oh
anything
my
to
god.
Yeah, so I started playing on my MacBook, and I had, like, a mouse plugged into a side, a keyboard, and then I tried to, like, connect it to a monitor, and it was so laggy, but, like, I didn't know, it was my first time ever playing. So
Yeah.
that's kinda how I
As
started.
far
It's
as
just
as far as I know, playing Tibia on a Mac is like super unfriendly. It's not like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's complicated.
I had to, like, download it several times because, like, it doesn't accept the first download. I don't know, it was super weird, and I was like, "I don't think I like this game. It's weird." I'm
It's not working for me.
Yeah, it's not for me. I came from playing from, like, Skyrim and console games, so I did play some games growing up. It was just more, like, on the PlayStation, never
Yeah.
PC.
wow. And what
Yeah.
were you like? I mean, you already told us that you look the graphics and you say, "Oh my god, that sucks." I
Mhm.
mean, we all know that. But what were your first impressions about the community? I mean, I always talk about the community in TV
Ah.
because I feel it's different. But
Mhm.
what were your impression about that? I mean, it's like, okay, let me try to explain myself. It's really hard to see somebody starting to play Tibia in 2020. I mean,
Yeah.
like everybody that I know started playing like many years ago. I mean, myself, I started playing like 2004. So
People
I have been
usually
playing Tibia for
stop
the
and
last like
come back.
16 or
Yeah.
17 years since I was a kid. So I mean, what are your first impressions about the community, about everything? I mean, we're really excited to know about that. You know?
So when I was just starting to play, I didn't like the game, and like I'd come home because I got a job during the pandemic, but I would come home from work and I'd be like, Leo, like the last thing I want to do is get on this game and play. Like it's so terrible. But he would be like, oh, come on, please. Like you can get on Discord and like we'll talk with my friends and it'll be so much more fun. And I'm like, no, like I don't know these people. They're strangers. I don't want to get on Discord with them. And then like I finally was like, okay, whatever, I'll just get on Discord. And so then like I got on Discord and I got to meet some of the people who like ran the guild that we were in and were like a big part in the first server I was in. And so like once I started to feel a little bit more comfortable around them and like just talking to them on Discord, they also like helped me keep playing the game because I liked them. I was like, I want to continue to talk to them. They're nice, they're helpful. And like when I was a super low level, they would like give me items to keep playing. And that
Oh
was
my
so
god.
kind of them. And so definitely like that aspect of the community was super cool and unique to me because I've never played an online game like this before. So I didn't really have any expectations of what it would be like, but had I known that I would make like some really good real life friends out of this, like it's so
Yeah,
crazy. Like
it
these
is.
people, yeah, these people that I play this game with, they're my friends. Like I call them friends, even though I've never met them in person. I spend hours a day with them on Discord and like we just know a lot of things about each other. So the community is so unique. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of and it's super cool.
What,
Oh my god. You
Mhm.
know that
what
one of
was your first impression about like add-ons and things? Usually girls like cute looking items, add-ons, mounts.
Yes. I'm so glad you asked that question because when I first started playing up until like level 80, I didn't like the game. I would only play to make Leo happy so he didn't feel like he was wasting his time. But the first day I ever bought Tibia coins, I bought 1,500 coins, and he's like, okay, like you need to save that and use it to buy boost. And if we need praise, you can use it to buy praise. And then I was just clicking around on Tibia and I found this mount, and it was the crocodile mount. And it was 750 PC, so I spent half of the coins that I've
half, yeah.
like ever bought on this mount, and they were it was actually the day I think we were doing POI or Inquisition. So there were so many people in the Discord and like in the little depot in Edron.
Yeah.
And I like ran in on my brand new mount. I was so excited to show everybody. And they were like, what is that? They're like, no one, because I've never seen anybody riding the croc to this day unless they've bought it from like
Good.
on
I
the
bought it
server.
and I get that all the time. People is
Yes.
like, that shit is awkward. I'm like,
Yeah. So many people were like, Emily, what are you on? And like that's I think when the big turning point was for me in the game because once I got that mount, I was like, I'm so cute in this game. Like I all of a sudden loved the graphics. I loved
Like
my crocodile. Like, oh
you are
yes.
you are like super proud to wear your mount.
Yes, I
Yeah.
yeah.
was so proud of it. And even when I first started streaming, I was like, like I don't really know what to do with my stream. I don't know how to like make a theme out of it, but my croc has always been there. So I incorporated the croc into my stream and like all the subs are crocs and that's just
Oh my god.
that
So it's
mount
actually
Oh,
has
like
that's so
part of everything.
cool.
yeah, that mount has been like so amazing for me. And then as I kind of progressed and started to really enjoy and love the game, I like outfits, add-ons, mounts, everything, decoration. I think I just got like the Tibia top model grade 4 where you have like 40 mounts. So I'm definitely
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big mount
Wow.
collector and I'm trying to get like all the add-ons for my outfits. So I love deco, anything decoration and mounts. Actually, with the new item that just came from the Tibia store, the Podium of Renown,
The podium, yeah.
so beautiful. I bought 2 of them for each of the Crocs that I have and I put them in my house. So I love like all the decoration things in Tibia and it's just so cool to like keep seeing them come out with new stuff that
Yeah.
I like to collect. I definitely would consider myself a starting collector. I don't have like a collection like many people do, but I've started and I love it.
Oh my
That's so
God.
cool.
You know that I would like to know, before talking about decoration and outfits and Adam, how do you learn to play the game? I mean, it was easy, or you
Oh,
feel like it was like super complicated to learn how to play actually?
it was so complicated to learn because I was never a PC gamer ever. So like starting and playing Tibia, like Leo could attest to this. I didn't even know how to diagonal key. So
Wow.
I have so many deaths right from the beginning, and he was really like my guidebook for starting, like a teacher, and everything I know I credit to him. So thank you, Leo. He's sitting right next to me.
Aw.
So
Hi, Leo.
yeah.
Hi, Leo.
So it was definitely very hard, and like still to this day I'm learning. The first like 100 levels, I feel like if you could think of like the most noob person ever, it was me. And I wish that we had started streaming when I was like first started playing, because it'd be super cool to document like all the progress, because there has
Yeah,
been so much progress made. But yeah, I know it wasn't easy, and like still to this day, like I'm learning how to do things and how to like properly maneuverate while I'm like team hunting and stuff like that. And I don't have the same type of experience as like, someone playing since 2004 would have, or someone like that. But yeah, we definitely had to start extremely slow. I only played like maybe twice a week when we first started, just because of how much I didn't like it. And we hunted a Savi surface for so long.
oh
So
yeah,
as an EK, you don't really do anything. You just kind of stay in share range and throw an Ava every now and then. So I really didn't learn how to like play a knight until we went to bursters at level
yeah.
130, and I have the Logitech G600, which has 12 buttons on the left
Yeah,
side
yeah.
of the
We
mouse.
know that
And
one.
yeah, so for the first probably like 150 levels, I would use just F1 through F6, because it was just 2 rows, and I knew what my thumb was on, and it was, I knew like what I was doing with that. But then as soon as I had to start incorporating like other runes and maybe some walls and some other attacks, I had
Yeah,
to,
the support stuff.
yeah, I had to learn how to play with 12 buttons, and it was so hard for me. I'd be like playing, and I'd literally like look at my mouse, try and get my thumb
Oh
on my
my
right
God.
button and like try
Yeah.
and make sure I hit the right thing. Oh my gosh, there were so many like deaths and errors because I just didn't know. I couldn't like play fluently.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
Yeah.
know
you
what you're
gotta
saying.
you gotta give yourself some credit, because I died today.
Oh,
Apparently, I don't know how to
Oh,
play this game.
I died yesterday. I died yesterday for the first time in 2 months, and I was so mad about it. But it happens, and you just
I
gotta
died
keep
because
going.
yeah.
I was watching my cooldowns actually, and I was like, yeah,
Oh my
okay.
Oh
gosh.
my. So okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying that your boyfriend is from Brazil, right?
Yes.
How do you find is the Brazilian and Latin community on the server? Because I mean I actually don't know what servers do you play, but
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's another American one.
Hmm.
So you know that not everybody speak English. You already know that.
Yes.
So how
Yes.
do I mean
How do
how
you
do you
cope
find that?
with that?
So
Yeah.
I play on Coursera. It's a North American non-PvP green battle eye. But I originally had started on Mitigera, and it's a closed server. Even to this day, it still hasn't opened up.
Yeah.
But so most of my levels come from Mitigera, and on that server there was both a large English speaking population and a large Brazilian slash Spanish speaking population. So the English speakers, they were like super easy to just talk to because that's my first language. And then like speaking Spanish, it's crazy because I did take 2 years of Spanish in high school, but like I don't remember anything. And so coming into this game, it's made me like learn how to, I can like
Talk
speak,
again.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
speak the basics of Spanish, the very basics. Like if you talk to me, I probably
Hola.
wouldn't understand, but I try my best. So it's been really cool to like make friendships from people in other countries and like who speak a different language from me, because like even though we have this barrier between us of language, we still come together and like play the same game that we all love. So that's been a really cool thing. There's definitely been so many times where literally just yesterday, I was like hunting on my maker. It's a level 80 mage. And there was somebody there who's like trying to steal all my monsters. And I like messaged them in English because that's just all I know. And I was like, hey, bro, like I'm here. And they would like message back in Spanish. And, we'd have to like both work together to try and figure out what each other was saying so we could like fix our problem and keep going about our days. But
Oh my god.
yeah, it's definitely like it's unique to see the different communities that come together and play together. Some of my like really good friends from Tibia come from like Latin American countries and Mexico and like Brazil and some of those places. So it's been really cool to see the communities of around the world like come together and play, and it's definitely an experience that I'll probably never forget.
Oh
What
my
do
god.
you think
Okay.
it's the most challenging thing for you ever since you started?
My most challenging thing, are we speaking like playing wise or like language and communities wise?
No, I think it's like playing wise, because I know like when you retire from the game, like I did, like I retired like 2 years ago, and I can't. Every time I try to come back and actually play the game, I die or I can't. I just can't play the game again. I need like training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what was the most challenging thing for you about that?
So most challenging, I've got like two different aspects of it. So looking at the game from like a questing and RPG aspect, the most challenging thing for me is learning where everything is and how to get to places. Like
Yeah, because it's
I'm
huge map.
yeah, like just today I had to go get blessings on on my maker, and I don't have the Theus blessings yet, POI or Inquisition. I'm not see like there's still some knowledge I'm not sure about. And I have to like run around Tibia to get these blessings, and like it takes me about 40 minutes to get 5 blessings, and that is so difficult because I'm like, where am I going? How do I get to Khazad-dûm? Like, how do I navigate Khazad-dûm? Khazad-dûm is so hard for me. That
Probably, yeah, you
yeah,
got lost in Castleton.
yes.
Probably, pretty sure about that.
I think Khazad-dûm is probably one of the hardest things for me. I can
I
never
still
figure
got
out where I
lost
am.
because
Yeah, I never know how to get out of there, and sometimes I just have to like lose battle and teleport scroll out because I just can't figure it out. It's that hard. But coming from like a hunting aspect, like one of the most challenging things for me is, and my teammates can attest to this, is getting the res down at the right moment.
Oh
Like
yeah.
when they bring creatures right on the corner and I like try my best, I'm still new, so it's really hard
what
to
are
get
we
that
doing?
exact timing of resing the creatures. And
They have like
yeah,
two resins, right? Like the far one and the
yeah.
close one.
So they've got the new ranged res and then the regular res, and I actually really like what they did with the update with the vocation balancing.
Yeah,
I
I
got
did
to
it really good.
play. Yeah, I got to play a little bit. Well, quite a few months before the update, and then as well as after the update. And I think what they did was fair. Yes, it does suck that I can't ultito during my hunt. Otherwise, I'll probably drop within a couple
Not
seconds.
yet.
But
Not yet.
yeah,
But
not
you will.
quite there. Maybe when I hit level 1,000, I can comfortably do it or something like that. But yeah, just learning how to time your res at the right moment has been a challenge for me.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things, Even, I mean, I playing as Elite Knight too. Even I have been playing, I told you, for maybe 16 years. And even I have a friend that is actually a really, and he told me like, I was doing a streaming. So I was doing like with dual cam, one to my face and the other one to the keyboard.
Oh
And
yeah.
he told me like, hey, where is your etc rest? I was like, oh, over here. And he said, why you put it like over here, closer to your left hand? I was like, okay. And I tried it, and it was like super different. It was like another world
Yeah.
to me.
Really? Huh,
Yeah,
that's super cool.
and then I start using it on my mouse because I have one like the one you have from the Razer brand. The So I got it on my mouse and it changed my life. But even I mean, it's the timing like you say is something
One of those
like hard.
mouses.
Yeah. No kidding.
And how do you get into the streaming stuff and into streaming world? I mean, how that started? I mean, what happened over there?
Yeah. So I started streaming in about, I think, August is when I started. So it was a couple months into my Tibia journey. And like I said, I wish I would have known how much I would have loved this game, and I wish I would have started earlier, but it's okay. I'm still having a great time. But I don't really know how I got started. And like thinking back, I think, you know what? I remember exactly how. So there was a friend of mine on the Mitigera server who would always like message me, and he was just like a little low level, and he would just ask me questions, and I'd always be there to help him. And he'd be like, you should start a stream, you know? Like he's like, what you and Leo do, because Leo and I duo hunted forever. He's like, it would be so cool if like you streamed it so other people could watch. Like you guys are leveling so fast. Like you need to stream. And then I was like, oh yeah, you know, maybe whatever, one day we'll try it. And then I think like a couple more people had mentioned it, that like, oh, like you guys are leveling so fast, like can you create a guide for us or something, or like make a stream so we can watch and refer and come back to you. And then we were like, you know what, maybe we should try this, you know, it would be kind of cool, you know, just for fun. And so we started streaming just barely, you know, I didn't have a camera, I didn't have like a light ring or anything. I just turned on
like
my
the proper setup.
yeah, I didn't have a setup at all for it. So we just streamed for probably about a month with just my Tibia screen. Like I wasn't there, and I had a super small community, but they were so loyal, and like my people who had been there since the beginning, they all know who they are, and they've been super amazing to me, and I like wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them. So shout out to them. But like kind of as maybe like a month or two went by, I feel like just kind of out of nowhere, it just like the whole stream just like skyrocketed, and we're like, what? This is so crazy. Like I went from like only having like 3 people being around to now just having so many people in this community. And so that's been really cool to see our community grow and like meet all these new people from around the world who like share this common love for Tibia. So yeah, that's kind of how streaming started. You know, I didn't see it coming. We just tried it for fun, and then had so much fun doing it and meeting all these new people that we were like, yeah, you know, I'll keep doing it. I like this. And then eventually Leo, who was my druid, I was the EK, he did quit playing. He's on his little break. We'll see when he comes back.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
was like, maybe I should shut down the stream, you know, like I don't know if I feel comfortable doing this without him, because you know, I've been like leaning on him the whole time of my Tibia journey. But, you know, I just decided to keep going, and like I'm so thankful that I kept streaming, because like I've got to meet so many new people and just share the love of Tibia with so many people. So I love it. I love streaming. I do it purely for fun. Yeah.
What do
So
you
before,
do now? Like now your boyfriend's not playing. Did you find another druid, or are you waiting for him? Like, oh, I'm gonna decorate. I'm gonna go questing.
So when he first quit, which is the beginning of January, is when he was like, okay, I'm done. He said he was just going to take a little break for about a month and then come back. So during that month, we had a 5-man team, and it dropped down to a 4-man. But luckily, we had 2 druids to begin with, so we didn't
that's
lose our
good.
team. So we were still able to hunt through January, and we were just kind of like, oh, Leo will be back soon. Like, it's okay. And then he finally decided to sell his character, unfortunately. Yeah. So
Oh,
we were like, oh, he's not coming back now. And then we lost our
Awesome.
sorcerer too. So then once we lost our sorcerer, I was like, okay, like I'll take a little bit of a break from team hunting. Like I would still team hunt maybe like 4 or 5 times a week, which is probably above average for a team hunt as well. But
yeah, yeah.
I got really into questing too. And like currently I have this crazy goal of doing like every single quest on Tibia.
And
And
achieve.
Like I need to
yeah.
know everything. I need to do everything.
Yes, and it's helped me learn a lot of the map, because like I said, like the map is one of my hardest things of like, oh, how do I get to Cormaya? Where do I have to take 2 different boats, you know? So
Yeah.
taking these or doing these different quests has helped me learn a lot too, and it has helped me, you know, I've started to become like an achievement chaser, so I'm always like trying to get achievements and whatnot, and working on getting all my outfits and mounts and access. So that's kind of where when he quit, that's kind of what I started doing. But then eventually we did pick up a second druid, and a new sorcerer, and we got back to our 5-man team hunt. So for the last couple weeks, I haven't done as much RPGing as I was doing, but I'm still having like a lot of fun playing.
So you're like into the best of both words talking about Tibia because
Uh-huh.
you like to power gaming, to do some power gaming, but you also
Actually,
like
like
doing the
RPG.
RPG side of Tibia. You know, like doing the
Yeah.
quests, the achievement, getting outfits, add-ons. What do you think? Have you like read or see any of the fan sites that actually work to do like home decoration and that kind of stuff? Is something like you are into it?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
What?
what really got me into like the RPG aspect of the game is like not only the cute mounts. I was like a mount chaser right
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
beginning, but I did the cube quest. There was a podcast released on the cube quest. I'm not sure who that like which platform released it, if it was you guys or not, but it was in Portuguese, so I didn't actually listen to it. Leo listened to it, and then
Yeah,
we
yeah,
dug
we know that.
into the lore behind it, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, I can't believe like how much backstory and how much like work Sipsoft actually put into this quest. Like
Yeah.
when we were doing the quest, we read the books, we did everything. Like we didn't skip through it like a normal quest, like you normally would do on a quest. And I think that's what got me into doing the RPG side of it. I've been a power gamer probably, yeah, ever since the start. So I've always liked to power game and get the gains. Like it's an addiction. It really is. But the Cube Quest is really what got me into the RPGing.
You
So
know
now,
that one of the things with the Latin community is that I mean, not everybody speak English, right? So
mhm,
they don't get into the
Yeah.
lore of the things
mhm,
because they actually don't understand the language. So basically, what most Latin people do is like follow a spoiler, you know,
They use a
like do
spoiler and
this,
that's
go
it.
from here, from there, say this, and that kind of stuff. But actually, I'm glad that you say that because the lore of many stuff about Tibia is incredible. I mean, the
mhm.
stories behind the quest or the places. I mean, they're just amazing.
Yeah,
Just
they're so in depth, and that is one thing that I wish Sipsoft would do is make the game more language friendly. Like if there was a Spanish version or a Polish version
yeah,
or a Portuguese version, just so everybody can get the same game that English speakers are getting, because
yeah, yeah,
most of the time, don't get me wrong, I use Tibia Wiki all the time, huge fan of that, and I skip through
yeah,
most
yeah,
of
definitely.
the words a lot, and I just click on the blue things. But when I want to read, like, I still can, and I wish everybody had that same opportunity.
Yeah. So, okay, so talking about your Twitch channel,
Mhm.
not right now you are over 1300 followers, I guess, something like that. What is actually your goal on Twitch? I mean, do you have a goal set, or you are just enjoying the platform, or what you are into?
So that's a great question. When I kind of first hit that like skyrocket, I was like, whoa, this is so cool. I want to be a Twitch partner. And I started streaming every single day, and like I cared a lot about the numbers. And then I realized, I'm actually not having a good time streaming. I feel like I'm worrying too much about numbers and
Yeah.
stress and getting to that partner level. And I was like, I don't know if I even want to stream anymore, because I stressed out about numbers and I would feel bad if my numbers were low. And then I was like, I took about a 2-week break from streaming when I had moved from Arizona to Washington. And I was like, I don't care about the numbers. I care about the people and the community. So ever since like I realized how kind of toxic it is just looking at numbers, I don't really have a goal with streaming. I feel like I just kind of let that go, and I just stream for fun now. I love to turn on my stream and see like the familiar I want to say faces, but like familiar handles that I'm like, "Oh, yes, how is your day? How are you doing? How's your husband? How's your wife?" So like
Like,
that's my
like
goal,
the
like meeting these
yeah, like
people.
that's the people that have been like following you since the beginning, since you start everything. So
Yeah.
you are like you feel like a band with the people.
Mhm. So yeah, like I definitely don't have a goal streaming wise, but one thing I would say what my goal is for like people who watch my stream to join my Discord, because I have so much fun in that Discord seeing like people post pictures of their dogs or talking about their day, and I think that's like one of the best things about streaming is just like I feel like I've met so many new people, and like they're like friends too. So just building that community and getting to know everybody is my goal now, I would say so.
What was like the most impressive thing or stuff that you find on the Tibian community or the Twitch community? I mean, have you seen something like that on that other kind of games? I know you are not too much into gaming. You are like quite new onto that, but
Mm-hmm.
oh, what about you think about the Brazilian community? Since your boyfriend is Brazilian,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Brazilian community in Tibia is huge, like huge. Actually,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the game is
most of
like
the
ruled by
players are
Brazilians.
Brazilian.
Yeah. I would love so much to become bilingual in Spanish or Portuguese and just
Yeah,
grow the community by that much more, because the English community is so small. But like expanding into other communities, I'm sure Tibia is a whole different game for like somebody else, and I would love to get into that aspect. Like there's so many people I follow on Twitch that like I click on their Twitch but I just don't understand what they're saying, and I'm like so sad because like their content is great and I'm sure that they're like such a lovely person, and I wish that language barrier wasn't there. And that's definitely something that's like my personal goal. My personal goal right now is to be bilingual in Spanish. So I can't believe how much Tibia has helped me grow in my Spanish, but I
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
want to like take a class and get certified to be bilingual.
Oh my God,
You
that's
have a
amazing.
boyfriend that can teach you Portuguese. I
We've
I learned
tried.
I learned Portuguese from Tibia. I had a friend and I
Yeah.
started asking him like, can you translate everything you say all the time to just Portuguese so I can understand
Yeah.
Portuguese too? And then I started learning, and I learned both English and Portuguese mostly from Tibia. But I've been playing like, I don't know, 12 years
Your whole life.
Mhm.
now.
That's awesome. That's one thing I've really loved about Tibia. Like as much as it is a game, I'm like also like growing in personal skills, like such as like I'm picking up a little bit more Spanish and some Portuguese, and I'm learning how to work with a team through difficult situations and like budgeting your money and like stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it's so much more than just a game. Like,
Then
and
you
I
go and buy a crocodile and spend all your money.
and then I spend 750 DC on a crocodile. Yes.
Like there
License
goes my
plate right
paycheck.
away. It's like, what?
Yeah, you know that I have a joke about the Brazilian servers actually,
Hmm.
because the Brazilian community is like another world. I mean, even from Latin people, the Brazilian community is like another world.
Yeah.
So when I speak about Tibia, I say, okay, there is a Tibia for the Latin and English speakers, and there's another kind of Tibia for the
For
Brazilian people
Brazilians.
because
Hmm.
they are so lot. There are some. I mean, there's a lot of Brazilian players on the game. They see the game in a different way. They even have their own servers. I mean,
Yeah.
there is servers on Brazil. So yeah, there is a Tibia for Brazilians that was completely different. I mean,
Yeah, I believe it.
it's so. I mean, it's so impressive and weird at the same time.
Yeah, and they have so many more active players, which I think is like a
Yeah,
really cool thing. We always raid Descubra. We raid that market all the time because the Brazilian server has everything you could want and for a decent price. So I could see that, but I would love to like get the experience to play in a fully South American server. Maybe if I end up moving to Brazil one day or something.
yeah. You know that like 2 episodes ago, maybe I was talking about that you just said that I was talking about the optional PvP servers, and I say, okay, if you want to get something on optional PvP and it's not on your server, you have to go to a Brazilian servers. They have
Hmm.
everything.
Yup.
Everything you need is over there. You know, you have like Calibra or Yonara. No, Yonara. I don't know if Yonara is optional, but there is like everything you need is on a Brazilian server. Even me, I have got items from Brazilian servers and transferred to my server because that's where it
Hmm.
is.
Yeah. When when I first made the move from Mitigera to Kosera, we were like, okay, we're gonna make this transfer worth it. If I'm transferring a character, I'm gonna get everything I need. So I made a character in Discubra. I got like I think I got a falcon plate, a falcon coif, prismatic stuff, imbuements like a ridiculous amount, and I like definitely made the transfer pay for itself because
Yeah,
if you're transferring, you got to stock up good and make it worth it.
Yeah, you
yeah,
you
yeah.
saved a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I
For
did the
sure.
same with I told Francisco in the last episode. I did the same with prismatic things because I just recently transferred
Yeah.
and I spent like maybe I don't know 2K on prismatic links and I sold them for like 8K and I was like,
What?
what
No,
the fuck?
right? Yes, prismatic rings are a
I
huge
did a lot
moneymaker
of
if you
money.
transfer them in.
Right. So now I'm interested. I want to know something, like what is your current goal about levels, skills, like equipment? What is your dream set? What do you need? What do you want? What do you have?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I want to know what is like the item that you're dreaming on. Like, hey, I want this
What's
item,
your
but I don't have
dream
it yet, but
item?
I'm working on that.
Oh, yes, that's such a great question. Okay, so to start off with talking about levels and my current goal. So I have been power gaming since day one, literally. I managed to get bite with the help of course Leo, like we duo hunted the whole time and then would occasionally get a 3-man and that would kind of fall out. But so I did reach 500 levels in my first 3 months, which was like
Wow.
super exciting. Yeah. And that's kind of what
Wow.
people were like, "Oh my god, like create a stream, get that going. Like that's just crazy." And then we just kept going with the levels. About level 550 is when we transferred from Mitigera to Coursera. And we did that transfer purely because we would find more teammates in Coursera because Mitigera is still a locked server and you can't transfer in.
Yeah.
There wasn't like anybody in share range with us. It's just such a unique server. Mitigera is. It's a great server, but it's just unique and doesn't have a lot of high levels. So when we transferred over to Coursera at 550, that's when we found our team. Like we already had a team set up before going and we were able to commit to hunting. We were hunting 3 hours a day. It was crazy. 3 hours a day in like the new Soul War grounds, which was our goal.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so like once we transferred over, we just flew in levels. I transferred in September at 550 and now it's almost March and I got level 740 today actually. So, yeah, it's been like crazy to see like how important being consistent is because that's
Yeah.
where I credit all the levels to is just hunting
Wow.
every day. Sure, there's been like a couple days where we will miss a hunt because of like family things or work or something like that, but consistency is the biggest key and like biggest takeaway I could take from this game. And like if I had advice to give others about power gaming and leveling hard, um consistency, just hunting your green. You
Do
don't
it
even have
every
to
single
do the
day.
full, yeah, every day. You will fly so fast, like you won't believe it. And then of course, a boost here and there helps as well,
Yeah, yeah,
but
definitely, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's that's what leveling. And then my current goal, so I was shooting for 1,000 levels in 1 year. So by May 15th, not March, May 15th, I was like, okay, I gotta hit level 1,000. That was my goal for a really long time.
Wow.
But then when Leo took his little break, our team got kind of bumpy for a while. I would say
Oh,
January and
yeah.
February weren't super consistent, and like if you lose 2 months of consistency, like I can't reach that goal. It's impossible. So right now, level wise, I think like 900 is an achievable goal by May 15th if I keep like the consistency up. So that would be 900 levels in 1 year. So yeah, that's my goal. Um
That's
yeah,
crazy.
skills wise, I've
Wow.
never been like super big into I'm a sword user, so never been super big
Thank
into
you.
sword. Yes, power to the
Thank
swords.
you. Yeah.
So I actually picked sword because I thought that they were prettier than the clubs and
Yeah,
the
that's true. Yeah.
axes. So I really liked the gnome sword. The gnome sword is what made me. I was like, yeah, I'll be sword Leo. So, um, for skills, I don't really have a goal. Of course, like I'll train over double XP weekends with the new 8-hour wands, but I won't dump thousands of TC or millions of KKs into training because you die and you lose it. And I value levels more than skill levels. But one skill that just, I don't know what it is, I just love is fist fighting. I'm currently going for Legend of the Fist. That's my goal for this coming double XP weekend. Whoops. I'm
What
currently,
do you do to train that? Like, do you stand on
yeah.
those E13 trainers slapping things like?
Let me tell you. Okay, so what kind of got me into fist fighting is when we would hunt a soggy surface as a low level. EKs don't do anything, and there would be
Yeah.
crabs. So I would just punch a crab while they're getting all the XP for me, and that like boosted my fist fighting up so high. And then now that I realize it, I'm like, I'm 6 levels away from being Legend of the Fist. I was like, I have to go for this. So that's been my goal for a super long time. But what I do to train my fist is I go to the were hyena cave in Durashia, and I sit on the stairs. I lure one were hyena at a time, and I sit on the stairs and just punch it.
Slapping them.
Yup. It takes about an
Wow.
hour to get a level.
Wow.
So yeah. That's my current goal, Legend of the Fist.
That's the
That's
first time I had someone that trains that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
I was
Um,
checking
You know,
the high levels for the new server because I'm playing there, and I was
oh
like,
yeah?
I guess I asked myself like, does anybody in Tibia ever trains fist? And now you
now you know somebody.
Yeah. It's literally
because
the most pointless skill out there. I would be so sad if Sipsoft like got rid of it because it's literally pointless. Like, when will you ever use your fist? But it's just like one of those weird things that I picked up as
I
a
think
noob.
at some
So
point
yeah.
we had like fist weapons maybe at some point. We have like
Like
a
like
pair of
boxing glove.
gloves
I
that
think
you could
that's what
use
my
for
friends have
fist.
said. Yeah, that there used to be weapons, and there's a power ring that like boosts your fisting. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do with that? You know?
yeah. Well, there's no point right now for that.
Mhm.
I think it can be useful for like paladins if you run out of ammo and you're trapped. Like, okay, I'm gonna slap these things out.
Right? We were just talking yesterday. I think it was that with my team that it would be super cool if Sipsoft like did something with fisting. Like, if you have a higher fisting, maybe you can
Yeah.
shield a little bit better or hit with your weapons a little bit better. Because like it would make sense. You use your hands to hit.
Like
So
like you can grab your sword better or
They
something
used
like
to
that.
say,
yeah.
yeah, they used to say fist would improve your attacks, like range attacks for paladins. So it was pretty usual to see paladins back then training fist. But it was like an urban legend. It was nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy. What was the second part of your guys' question that you asked?
Oh, I had a question about your drink items.
Oh
I
Your
mean,
dream
yeah.
item, yeah.
Yeah.
something
What's
like
your
you're
dream
doing on like you don't
item?
have right now. Like, okay, I want this so bad, but I don't
Mhm.
have it right now. You know,
So I currently have every single piece of equipment that a knight would need except for the soul shredder, which is the two-handed sword. So I have the boots, the bastion, the
what is the price right now
one-handed
over there?
sword.
Like 400 kk,
I don't know what it is in KKs.
like
I
15,000 Tibia coins.
So I just got an offer today for 12,000 tibia coins for the two-handed sword, but I'm not really looking for it right now because I don't hunt brachio demons. So like it would sit until my team is ready to go to brachio demons because we're hunting undead Theus or however people call it nowadays, which they're strong to ice. So it's literally going to sit for months when I can just wait a couple more months, see if the price drops even lower, and then get one.
You know that I have one of those on my EK that I got it like probably 15 days after the Sword Quest was like
Oh,
put in
yeah.
the game.
Implemented.
But I bought it and I spent close to 20,000 Tibia coins to get that one.
Mhm.
I
Wow.
mean, it
Yeah.
was really. I mean, I spent money on that one on the 100. That is like I don't remember the name. So
So
the
thank
dead
you.
one,
Soul cutter.
Soul
Okay.
Cover. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I got the Soul Cover. I got the boots. The boots were cheap by that time, but I don't have the shield because I don't really use it for anything.
Hmm.
I mean, that kind of shield exactly the Soul Bastion.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, but anyways, you have like like a hell of a set. I mean, not everybody have that,
Yeah,
to be
so
honest.
when we did that transfer from Discubra to Coursera, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to drop a lot of Tibia coins right now to get the items, but I'm getting them a little bit cheaper than I would if I would get them on Coursera because there are not as many people there. So I really stocked up and then like spent a lot. I don't even know how much. I don't want to know because I'll probably
No,
regret it. But
you don't want to
yeah.
think about that.
So that's where I stocked up with all my equipment. And Leo also bought all my swords except for like the newer swords that have come out recently. When I first started playing, because I was like, I'm not spending money on this game. I don't even know if I like it. So he bought them all for me, which was like super kind.
Oh.
And then yeah, he actually looted the boots for me too, so that we didn't have to buy those. And I did buy the Soul Bastion when it first came out, and it was rather expensive, but I have used it maybe like 3 times. So
Yeah, that's what I'm
it's
saying.
definitely not
Wow.
a necessity, the Soul Bastion.
Yeah,
But
it's something more like luxury.
the boots are
But
super nice. I love the boots.
no, the boots are amazing. The boots
Mhm.
are really amazing, and the soul curve, the sword, the 100 is like perfect. You know, I mean that element on the creatures is like just awesome. But
Yeah.
now that you're talking about spending money, I know a lot of people feel that like spend money on Tibia is like a kind of waste because come on, you're spending a lot of money on a game.
Mhm.
But the way I see it is like, okay, you spend money every single day on doing stuff to entertain yourself, right? You
Mhm.
spend money on I don't know a streaming platform like
Alcohol.
Netflix, Hulu, HBO, or whatever, or you go out to dinner, or maybe you have like a subscription to a LA Fitness or something like that, or you go to the beach or whatever. You travel, and is this something like entertain yourself and make you happy? It doesn't matter how much money you spend. You know, you're being happy doing that, and so that's how I see it.
That's how you get your fun, spending a lot of money in a game.
That's okay. I have the exact same view because like Tibia is my hobby. So I will put some money into the game because it's just what I like to do. It brings me joy. I play it a lot and I don't do a whole lot of other things. What I compare it to a lot, like when people on my stream are like, how could you spend this much money on your game? I'm like, well, someone who really enjoys golfing goes to the range every weekend. They buy their golf clubs, their golf balls, whatever they need, and they spend like a lot of money on that. Or maybe you go out to the bar every weekend with your friends and you like rack up a bill drinking. Like I don't do those
Yeah,
type of things. I take that money that they would use and like put it into Tibia. So that's like how I justify it, is that like Tibia is my hobby and it's what I like to do. So I work full time. I earn my money, so I'm gonna put it into something that like brings me joy and brings me a lot of fun.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, you got my
Yeah.
point. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
If
So
that's why you're
I have
happy,
the same
it doesn't
viewpoint
matter.
of that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, what's your? I mean, you never answered the question. What is your goal item? The
Yeah.
200 sword or
No. Okay. So I'm gonna wait for the two-handed sword just because I'm not gonna use it anytime soon. But I really, really would like a Farumbras hat. That's my biggest goal right now.
oh yeah,
And I've always just had a feeling that I was like, okay, one day I'll loot it. Like I just have a feeling that I'm gonna loot it from Farumbras Ascension Quest because we all know EKs have the worst luck in Farumbras spawning. So yeah, right now my current goal is a Farumbras hat. I'm like slowly buying TC, that way I'm not dropping a lot of money at once.
yeah, yeah,
And then that kind of brings us back to like the point where it's like, how could you spend this much money on a video game? And so that's kind of hard. A Farumbras hat is a little bit harder to justify because it's just pixels in a game. But
yeah. You know,
yeah.
like getting a firmware hat or being homeless. You know,
Yeah. So
we're not at that point yet.
that's my current goal. And I've been looking for anywhere. And right now that I know of, there's only 2 selling, and they're like a lot more than an average Frumbras hat. So I can be patient with the Frumbras hat. It is a goal, but compare the Frumbras hat to buying a house. You don't just go out there and buy a house. You usually look a couple months before you buy a
Yeah.
house. So
What
that's
is
kind of
the
like the
what is
Frumbras
the
hat.
price on a green optional server of a firmware hat right now?
So I don't know the exact price. I've gotten a couple offers like people are like, oh, I want to sell it for 46K coins. And then I had another guy say, oh, I want to sell it for 50K coins. And then I talked to someone else and they're like, oh, I just sold mine for 33K coins. So I'm looking for like mid 30s to like low 40s. I would never spend 50K or 50K TC on a Farumbras hat.
I have a friend that he looked one the last year. I think he sold it for around 42 or 43.
I think
Something like
42, anywhere from like 40 to 43K coins is like the average, green battle eye trade or green battle eye price.
Whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
even a green battle eye. Those are more expensive than the other ones. It's like
Yeah.
in yellow worlds, it's a little bit cheaper. So
Mm-hmm.
you're
Yeah.
in an expensive server.
Yup. I go all the time on. I have a character on Antigua that I used to check the prices, and I'm like, oh my god, they have everything. Like,
Yeah.
I sometimes wish I played a yellow so I could get all the items for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
But it's not worth it to transfer your character for a yellow.
No, my value of
It
my
loses value.
character would drop. But
Yeah.
I never plan to sell my character. Even if I like quit playing Tibia for 10 years, like I just don't want to sell it because I'm like that type of char lover that like I want to come back one day and like be so nostalgic about, my crocodile
Aw.
mounts or like my items I have in my depot. Like I collect everything, and so I never want to get rid of that even if I quit playing. So I will never sell.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, I'm an extra lover too,
Mhm.
so that's a good thing. So talking about outfits and add-ons, you say you like gold item is a Farumbra hat. So it's actually the mage outfit. Is the mage outfit on female? I
A
do not.
summoner outfit. It's a
Summoner
summoner.
The summoner outfit.
outfit,
It's like
yeah.
your gold on the outfits or something like that.
Yeah. I wear it all
Oh,
the time. I like that one. And then I have one from the store called the Sea Weaver. I think that one looks pretty cool. So
Do you
it's
like
like
I
the
the
usually
new
face.
one?
swap
Yeah,
between those two. What's that?
Did you like the new one? It looks like it
Oh
looks
my
like a
The
god.
runner,
Farumbra hat.
the
It's
Yes.
star
so
runner,
cute.
The rune
I
one.
want it.
the runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's super cool. It looks really cool when you can like make the rune symbols stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they like flash or I don't know what they do, but it looks really,
I
really
was
nice.
hyping that one, and I'm like, oh, I want it. Why am I poor?
Yeah, I know, right? The store items, they get so expensive.
Yeah.
but they're cute.
They're so cute.
I would spend
Okay,
a lot of money in decoration and shit like that. Like I didn't even realize, and I was criticizing a friend of mine because he has like 30 pages of fucking TC decoration, and I was like,
Wow.
how much money have you spent on that? And he was like,
That's
I don't know, I wasn't
crazy.
even counting. And then I was
I don't
looking
want to
at
think about that.
myself.
Oh, that's so funny.
Myself, and I have 3 pages, and I was like, when did I spend all this money in this
Okay, so
Yup.
money?
something quick that I wanna ask, like, do you actually realize how impressive it is that you learned to play the game the last year? You achieved 700 levels, and there is people that have been playing for more than 10 years and haven't reached that level. You know that, right? Do you realize that?
Yeah. A lot of people on the stream will be like, holy crap, like you're 700 and you've just started playing. They're like, I've been playing for 6 years and I'm level 200. But one thing
Yeah.
I like to say is that everybody plays their own game and plays their own pace. So like
Yeah.
if you're not a super power gamer, like you should still be proud of the accomplishments you've done because like playing this game is so unique that everyone should be happy with what they're doing. And I hope that
You have
people are
like
happy.
different ways to play the game. You know,
Yeah.
there is actually people that enjoying like sitting on the depot the whole day, and
Yeah.
that's the way you
Doing
learn to
nothing
play.
but talking.
Exactly. Some people love to just work on their skills, or some people just love to do quests. Like it's not all about power gaming. Some people it is.
Yeah, but even it's not about power level. That people is like shocked when they see. I'm telling you, when you see somebody playing for 10 months and being 700, they say, "Okay, how much did you pay for that?"
It's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. that's like I'm very grateful. Like anytime someone's like, "Oh no, you bought that character," I'm like,
Yeah.
I have every single screenshot. I'll show you. Like I really did it, and I don't want to take the credit all for myself because like Leo has boosted me so much, and like just hunting with my team, who's like always been there to be consistent with each other, like has helped me tremendously. It's not me going and getting 740 levels solo EK, like where it's all me. No, I've had so much help, and like even the people from the first community who would gift me like let me use their bone fiddle or throw me some garlic necklaces, or there's some guy who would like let me use his equipment all the time, and like if it weren't for those people from the very beginning who really helped me get into this game, like I wouldn't be where I am today.
Oh my God. Now, you know what? Now I want to talk about some noob situations. What have been like your more noobish thing that you have done on Tibia? Like you say, oh my God, to call on this.
Oh, I have so many. Literally, just yesterday, I forget to roll my prey off all the time, and I'll lose my 10-star defense all the time. And I'm like, how do I keep forgetting? I set a timer, I set everything, and I still forget. So like, forgetting to roll off my prey is something that like I always forget to do, and it's so sad. But one of like the biggest noob things that like has happened to me is every day after we hunt, my team will pay for the defense prey with the profits that we
Yeah.
make from the hunt. Right. So I'll go into the market and I'll like go to buy TC with the money. And when I first started team hunting and doing that, I would go into the market. I don't know what was going through my head, but I'd sell my TC instead of
Whoa.
buying it. And I would be like, why do I have like 10K right now? Like I'm making good money hunting. I was like, this is so
Yeah.
fun. And then like I kept doing it, and then I was like, I'm out of TC. Like, what the heck? Where's all my TC? Like for my praise. And then I was like, oh my God. I've been selling my TC. That's why I have so many KKs and no TC. So that's definitely one of the more noob things that I've done, is mixing up buy offers and sell offers. I've also bought like I think it was 432 Ring of Healings because I tried to sell mine. I had like 3 in my depot that I tried to sell, and I ended up buying over 400 of them. So the market, I've messed that up so many times. Like I'm such a noob when it comes to the market.
You know that on the like all players community, one of the most common ones was like that they were walking between Ave Denreal to Castledon, and they found a hunter on the hills, and they believe the hunter was a player that was like PKing. So they say, "Hey, why you attacking me?" Like actually talking to the hunter.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey, why you attacking me? Attacking me? What did I do to you?" Or something like that.
Oh my God.
That's something like that have ever happened to you, like with a monster or something like is it related to a monster, to a novice stuff?
Not really in that form, because I would say like I play non-PvP, so I've never had like an Amazon hitting me where I'm like, oh, it's a person. They're dressed the same as me.
Yeah.
But during one of the quests, like a really like stupid thing that I did, it was in the Gazer Spectre area in Port Hope, where you like go in the basement and they have that earth come up and you're supposed to like walk a certain pattern through the earth to like finish the quest. I was like, why aren't you guys running through this? Like you're fast enough just to run. And so I put my haste on and I ran and I dropped dead because it takes like half your health every time you get hit. So maybe like not paying attention to the quest all the way and then dying is like a super noob thing that I've done. I'm trying to think of like if there's anything else that I can't like think of another. Oh, going through teleports. I can't even like tell you how many times I'd get like flipped into the boss room and then I'd move my character but just go right through the teleport and be on the outside. Like I definitely have several clips of myself doing that and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that.
What is like the weirdest thing that has happened to you while you're streaming? that you may
Weirdest
remember?
Because you can answer that. We have this thing with our guests, and we ask them to do a question for the next guest. And the
Oh my
last week
god.
question was actually that one. It was
Oh.
the most embarrassing moment in stream. The question was made by
That's a good one.
Neoranga, which is another streamer. Hi Neoranga, hola Neoranga, ¿qué es tu pregunta? That's
That's
his
a good one.
question for you.
Okay, let me think. Um Oh man, I feel like can I like click out of my Zoom? Can you guys still see me right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Okay,
can
I'm
do
looking
that.
at my most recent clips and seeing if there's something that I'm like, wow. Um
Something that you feel like embarrassed about while streaming.
let's see. Well, okay, I can't really think of like something that happened in Tibia that embarrassed me, but when I was streaming one day, I like leaned back in my chair like this and pushed like my hands against my desk, and I have like all my computer and everything plugged into an extension cord with the flip on it, like a little switch. So when I like
Oh,
pressed my desk and leaned back, my desk like flipped the switch and everything shut down. Like I was like my Twitch or my stream shut down. Like I disappeared from the team hunt and like I went off Discord and I was like, oh my god, what happened? And I had to like reset up my whole everything like super quick and then sign back in. And I was like, oh my god, like I accidentally just shut off my entire PC while streaming, while team hunting. That's probably one of my most embarrassing moments.
I think I
Wow.
think my face is I do something like that. Right on the second after doing something like that will be something like
Yes.
We Latinos don't have that. We have the mom, which is like swiping, and she's like, shut on your PC. My mom did that
Yes.
3 times with me. She
Oh
killed
my
me 3 times.
god.
She's like,
That's so funny. Oh, I've had a fire
yeah.
alarm while streaming. Like when I was in college, I lived on the dorm and like I'd be
Wow.
playing and then all of a sudden just the fire alarm goes off and I'm like, I have to leave. Like if I don't leave, I could get fined. So like I've had to be like, okay guys, like I'll be right back. Hold on. And, like leave for the fire alarm and then come back.
I need to leave because I don't want to get myself in fire. So I'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't want to die, so I'll be right back, guys.
Uh,
Okay, so we are now. I mean, we are almost at the end of this episode. We have been talking for about an hour.
I know that's
yeah.
so crazy. It's gone by really fast.
It goes so fast. Yeah, always is like that. So before ending this conversation, I want to know few stuff. I mean, no, well, just one. I mean, what's your advice for somebody that is starting to play Tibia today? Like, you have been guided by your boyfriend,
Mhm.
but you know that Tibia could be like overwhelming with the whole thing, with the whole world, the
Absolutely. Yeah.
community. I mean, there is so many stuff that I know not everybody can handle. So, what is your advice for somebody that is starting right now from zero? Like, what you have to do? I don't know.
Mhm. So, my advice to someone who's starting all over or just coming back to the game after years off and they like don't even recognize what Tibia is now is just to be like proud of the little accomplishments. I feel like, sometimes people just brush off, like getting level 50 or getting level 100 or like getting your next magic level, but I think you should be proud of those things. And even though like it seems small, it's still a big accomplishment for that. And just honestly like not to give up, because that's like a really big thing that like I wanted to give up so many times, but luckily I already had support to be like keep going, keep going. So I would hope that a new player or someone coming back to the game can find a community to like get that same type of support, because solo playing Tibia is like a completely different game than trying to
Yeah,
play with a community or a guild. So like just establishing a community at a like as a new player is a huge thing that will like keep you in the game.
Yeah, you know that I have been playing with my teammates for the last maybe 10 to 12 years.
Wow. The same
Sentiment.
team?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same thing.
Wow. That's incredible.
That's a lot of time. I mean, we have grown up together, basically.
Yeah, they're like brothers and sisters. Like,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Now
something that I'm very proud of it.
I have another request for you.
Uh-huh.
You need to leave us a question for our next
For your
guest.
next guest.
Yeah.
Let's see. Probably let's ask either, you can do either or of these questions. What is
Yeah.
your favorite mount? Because mounts are very important. That would also be my advice to someone getting back into the game. Get a cute mount because they're the best. And then
Crocodile mount.
the crocodile. Or you could ask, what is their favorite item that they looted?
Oh,
What's
yeah,
yours?
that's a good one.
My favorite item that I looted is my Book of Lies. I looted it during the Frumbras Ascension
Oh.
quest. Yeah, it was like totally unexpected. We were so like burnt out of doing the quest, and it was like our last boss to kill to finish access, and I looted the book. It was so crazy. I have a
Oh,
clip of that
cool.
actually.
that's amazing.
It was
Yeah.
super
That's a really
exciting.
good.
It was like my first like big drop that's like actually worth over 20k.
Wow,
Mhm.
It's a lot of
that's
fun.
impressive. Not everybody did that,
Yeah, it
actually.
was super cool. I didn't even sell it.
So,
I keep it as deco.
yeah, definitely. I will keep it a second. Before ending this right now, right before ending this, please let to everybody your Twitch channel, and if you have any social network where they can find you, follow you, know what you're doing, without being stalkers, please.
Yeah, so my Twitch is just at Emxpars. That's EMXPARS. I don't currently use Instagram or any other sort of like platform. I do have a Discord that I'm super active in, so like it's linked onto my Twitch if anybody wants to join the Discord. I love to see people's pictures
Well,
and what they're up to.
you can share me the link after the episode. I'm gonna put it
Yeah,
on
We're gonna
Spotify
put it
and
in
on
the
YouTube.
description.
I
Yeah.
would love to.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna do that. So now, what's gonna happen is that Andreina is gonna make the ending probably on Spanish.
Mhm.
We are really glad to have you over here. I mean,
Yeah.
this is so exciting,
Oh, you
for
guys,
us.
thank you so much for having me on. Like, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. I never would have expected to play Tibia and like do a podcast with you guys. Like, this is
I'm
super cool for me, and I'm
doing a
so
podcast about
excited.
Tibia. Who
Yeah,
would imagine doing
You're in
that?
a
Yeah.
podcast, Tibiano.
yeah.
Well, we love to have you here. We don't usually get that much English guests, so it's always appreciated to find someone with the time to record with us and understand our fucked up English.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
thank you
really
for
appreciate
joining
you
us.
guys. Thank you for this.
This was another episode of El Podcast Tibiano. We have a lot of episodes in Spanish and some other in English. So if you want to see more of this, just like and give us a comment, and we'll just make sure to have more English speaking guests for you. Este fue otro episodio del Podcast Tibiano. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos. Nuestra invitada no tiene redes sociales, pero nuestro mi compañero Francisco les va a dejar el Discord de ella, en el que está muy activo para que la sigan. Mi compañero es @ soy Francisco Astiedes y @RealCrits. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye, Emily. Thank you for
Thank you,
everything.
guys.
Thank you. Have a good bye.